So the Jamal Khashoggi murders are in the news, with Trump having a response saying, we don't want to jeopardize this $110 billion arms deal that we have with Saudi Arabia.
They're spending $110 billion purchasing military equipment and other things. If we don't sell it to them, they'll say, well, thank you very much, we'll buy it from Russia, or thank you very much, we'll buy it from China. That doesn't help us, not when it comes to jobs and not when it comes to our companies losing out on that work.
I wanted to ask Trump supporters where they fell on that spectrum.
Well, first of all, I think it's in any situation like that, it's a really good idea to wait and get all the information before you start making decisions. And it always drives me crazy when either side does that. They just jump on it and it becomes like a talking point, a political issue. They don't even know where the
Like Benghazi or...
Right. Well, yeah, like Benghazi.
Some Republicans have one reaction, other Republicans have another. Lindsey Graham wants us to be more aggressive against Saudi Arabia. Trump is saying, let's keep this $110 billion arms deal in place. Where do you fall on that?
You have to be careful because Saudi Arabia is an ally in dealing with Iran and other things like that. It's a bad thing, that's for sure. But there wasn't this much outcry with Benghazi. I'm not saying it's good at all, but... that's how I would come.
I would say there's a lot of outcry with Benghazi. They had multiple hearings for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, and then let her go.
I'm kind of half and half on it, really. I mean, it's halfway. It's his own damn fault for doing what he did.
For going into the embassy?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he knew what he was doing. Sure, it's a damn shame the way what happened to him and whatnot, but reporters take risks a lot, and sometimes, unfortunately, that's what kind of happens to you.
I think we need to do what's right for our country and go after them and stick up for our fellow Americans.
Saudi Arabia, even though they're an ally?
I mean, yeah, they're an ally, but what if we did that to some of their people that were innocent,
What about the precedent that it sets, right? So they can basically do whatever they want, and then we'll still sell them billions of dollars in arms.
Well, that's the deal that's on the table now. That doesn't mean we're going to do that in the future. This is setting a precedent because it hasn't happened before. So we got to see what the consequences are with this one, and then we'll decide in the future. This will impact the future.
They've definitely killed a bunch of journalists before in Saudi Arabia.
Well, we hear that around the world, and always historically there's been journalists killed. I know that in all the wars. So, but I think this is a big one. And yes, that deal was already in place. So let's see what happens.
Well, I know it's a huge financial burden if we stop taking arms, but we also have to have some integrity for our country. And we respect journalists, like them or not, they will not be tolerated.
Actually, I really don't care. I just care about the economy because everything starts with the economy. So I always say, let's all take economics 101, start from there. All this other stuff is just noise.
On the go? Don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.